I actually started Northeastern as a music industry major, and within the first year I kind of realized that it wasn't going to take me quite where I wanted to go, and so I switched to communications. I was at Northeastern during the transition from trimesters to semesters, and so I did 2 co-ops, but they were 6 months each. And the first one I did was at an organization called From the Top, which is a radio program for youth musicians. It's actually right up the street on Huntington. And it was a pretty small nonprofit. It's grown quite a bit since then. But I think that one of the benefits of doing a co-op at a small nonprofit, which I absolutely recommend, is that you will get to see what everyone does there. And so even if you're doing your co-op in communications, like, you're going to see what the financial person does. You know, I got to work with the show producer and things like that, so it was a very wide range. And you know, it was kind of the introduction to development as a possibility. And I did my second co-op at Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts, and that was the point at which I decided to go to law school. And while I was in law school, I did 4 co-ops because I went to Northeastern as well, in a variety of places. But it became clear at that time that I really wanted to be doing nonprofit work or legal services. I've only worked for 3 months in my life at a for-profit company, and I'm not looking to go back. It was a it was a rough 3 months. So at the end of law school, I graduated in 2009. You know, it was a tough year to look for work, and so I decided to do the VISTA service for many reasons. You know, I genuinely did want to volunteer for a year. I felt like it would be a good time for me. I knew that I was going to be a competitive person to get hired. And I think that I kind of got lucky in finding Zoomix because it was an organization that fit well for me personally. But silly as it sounds, I will say what happened anyway. When I applied through the VISTA portal, you can only apply for 10 jobs at a time. And Zoomix was at the end of the alphabet. And so, honest to God, like 5 people applied. You know, like Action for Community Development, I'm sure had like 50 or 60 applicants, but I mean, that's the truth of the matter. So don't overlook the end of the alphabet ever. And so, you know, they ended up interviewing 2 people, and they chose me, I think, because they felt like I was a better personal fit. And, you know, I've been involved in a few of the hiring processes at Zoomix, so I think I've gotten a pretty good insight in how employers screen resumes and cover letters and things like that. I've had to do it a few times myself. But what I can say is, you know, once you get to the interview stage, even if it's just a phone interview, that they're really just looking to see who's going to fit in there. And so I was lucky because I found an organization that I was a good fit for.
I unexpectedly landed in development. I thought that in college I was passionate about writing. I knew that I didn't want to be a journalist, so that's what kind of brought me to going down the route of public relations. I did my first co-op at a PR firm. Then my second one was at a radio station in their marketing department, writing what people said on air. For like promo spots, for ads, for local public, you know, things that the radio was doing in the community. And then my third job was for a private consulting development events company. So it was really small. It had about 5 employees, and they were looking for someone with some strong writing skills. And so I ended up being a great fit for it. I worked